Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. So in today's video, I'm just going to be showing you how the banking system works in Season 5 of Last War. So the first thing you want to check out is the Season 5 tab and then click on the Bank Stronghold Conquest and then click on the little help icon. So this is kind of like a summary of how it works. So pretty much after capturing the bank, you can plunder the crystal gold that is stored inside. Each time you plunder, you'll get 1,000 crystal gold back. Once you've captured the bank, you can then deposit crystal gold into the bank in order to earn interest on your investment. Now, the longer you put the money in the bank, the greater your return is going to be. But if someone plunders the bank before your your deposit matures, there is a risk you can lose that. So it is like a high risk, high reward event. The higher the level of the bank, the higher the interest rate, and admins of the bank may also choose to open the bank to the public and allow non-alliance members or non-alliance commanders to make deposits. So that is the quick summary of how the banking system works. But to give you a more detailed more detailed information, number one, so the bank is a stronghold, right? It can only be captured once your territory is adjacent to it. The banks are controlled by gangs. All right. Now these gangs have a specific amount of crystal gold that is stored in the bank after you capture it, and then you can plunder that crystal gold, as you can see there. Now, after you capture the bank, you can make deposits. You can only hold one active deposit per bank. So that's a limitation, okay? And you can only hold up to 15 active deposit slips from different banks at the same time. Pretty much means to say that you can only deposit up to 15 banks at the same time. They cannot obviously be the same. It has to be separate because of that limitation. And you can make up to 3 deposits per day. So that is the limit. Now, if your bank is captured by another alliance, all the crystal gold stored inside may be plundered. And when you're plundering another alliance's bank, only the principal can be taken, not the interest. So the principal is the amount of deposit that was made, not the interest that is earned on that. Now, during the conquest, when people try to take over banks, this stage will last for 1 hour or until all the crystal gold is completely plundered. However, if even after all of this, there is still crystal gold remaining, once the countdown ends, a proportional refund of crystal gold will be returned to the depositors. All right. And like I mentioned before, the admins of the bank owning alliance can set the minimum deposit amount and decide the bank's service range. But by default, only alliance members can deposit. However, admins of this bank can change it to allow any commander within the same season group to make deposits. So when you make a deposit, you simply just dispatch a recon plane that goes to the bank, that makes a deposit, and you'll get a return or not a return, but like a deposit slip that gets sent to you either as a notification, but also via mail. So for example, if I go to the season mail, you'll see this shows me that I've deposited in this particular bank. So if I click on the address of the bank, it shows me which bank I've deposited inside of. But also once my deposit has matured fully, I'll get this notification or this slip as well. And it tells me the total amount I will get back. This includes the principal, which as you can see, my deposit amount was 6,000 plus deposit return 149%. So that's my total return of crystal gold from that particular bank. So that's how you can keep a track of, your returns and which banks you've deposited inside of. If you want to sort of keep a track of, I guess, like maybe, your limits, you can click on this little icon here and then click on where it says bank, and then click on my deposit slip, and it tells you the total amount of deposits you have made. As you can see, I have 9 currently that are still active, and remember the total you can have is 15. Now I'll just sort of show you how this sort of looks on the world map. So if I go find a bank like this one, so this is a level 1 bank, you can see it's guarded by a monster. So the first thing you need to do is kill the monster. And when you click on the monster, it will tell you the virus resistance required to kill it, plus the recommended power from your march in order to be successful in defeating the monster. Once you defeat the monster, you can then start the capture of the bank. which is simply where you just reinforce the bank. You can have up to 20 members at a time reinforcing the bank. Once you've fully captured the bank, you can then plunder the resources, which is the crystal gold from the bank, which is stored by the gang, as they call it. And as I was saying before, each time you plunder the resources, you get 1,000 crystal gold. All right. Now, if you click on the bank icon, you can get a bit more information about the different banks and deposit amounts. So as you can see, there's 10 levels of banks in Season 5, and you can either deposit for 1 day, 3 days, or 5 days. It tells you the corresponding interest rate depending on the level you choose and the days you deposit for. So as you can see, if I were to deposit in a level 10 bank for 5 days, I can get 350% interest rate on that one. So that's one way you can sort of track the different interest rates. But to summarize it, or to make it easier, just deposit in the highest level bank that is currently available to you. And you can also get some more information about the different levels. So this will tell you how much crystal gold is stored by the gang in the bank. So obviously, the higher the level, the more crystal gold is stored. This one tells you the bank crystal gold storage limit. So how much can be stored, in the bank. This one will tell you how much you can deposit, or how much crystal gold you can deposit per transaction. So pretty much all banks, the limit is 6,000 crystal gold. And this bank deposit slip limit will tell you how many people can deposit in a particular bank. So as you can see, from level 1 to level 5, you can have a maximum of 100 people. But from level 6 to level 10, you'll have a bit more that can deposit in the bank. All right. Now, if you click on this little sort of a receipt icon, it pretty much tells you how many people have already deposited in the bank. So you can check that there. And you can also sort of filter out using these different options. So you can check if you've deposited in the bank. You can check the allies deposit slips, all deposit slips, or any slip that's going to mature soon. So that's another thing you can do to check. So that is how the banking system works. We have not been able to plunder a bank from another server yet, because we're not really able to teleport to other war zones or servers as of yet. I believe we need to wait, how long was it? About 6 days, 14 hours before we can do that. So when we actually start to plunder banks from other servers, I will probably make a video about that just to show you like how it looks in action. But yeah, this is pretty much all you need to know about banks in Last War Season 5. So hopefully you found this video useful. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment down below, and I'll try to answer those to the best of my ability. But thanks for watching this video, guys, and I hope you have a nice day.